Julio, welcome to the channel, man. Good to see you again.
Hi. How you doing, guys? Good evening to all.
Well, this is your 15 minutes, and we'll answer questions for you. Of course, you know, we will then open it up to the other people and let them ask questions too. So why don't you show us what you got, and let's jump into it.
All right, so I got this property here. Can you guys see my screen?
We can. Yeah.
Awesome. So I got this property over here in Kissimmee, right? And the wholesaler, they're asking $285,000 for it. So at first glance, you see that it, well, for example, as far as the flooring is concerned, I would leave that tile over there. The kitchen looks fairly good, fairly
it's a very clean house.
Very clean house. But then you arrive to these rooms, right, with the carpet flooring, and then you see the outdated bathroom, right? So far, numbers wise in renovation, I would say $10,000 per bathroom. This is a 3-bedroom, two bathroom property at 1,554 square feet. So other than that, I would just go ahead and base my numbers on that. I'm currently at $25,000 the renovation. And the only thing that worries me, which is going to be my first question, is that the wholesaler told me that the property's roof is 19 years old. Yeah. So that would be my first question. You guys, is this something that I should be worried about? Should I send somebody over there to do an inspection on the roof? Tell me about it.
You don't need to do an inspection because you have to replace it to sell it.
Well, okay, so I was going to say that maybe you don't have to replace it, but
keep those photos up a little bit.
A 19-year-old roof, you're going to have to replace in order for someone to be able to get a loan.
Yeah.
And so I would imagine, going to make a cash offer on this and then do the $25,000 worth of repairs. But man, if you have to do the roof, your repair costs just jumped up by 80% because that new roof is 15 to 20 grand. Maybe you could do a roof over, like if it's in good shape and you can just shingle over the shingles. That's something that can cut your costs down a little bit. So if you're going to send a roofer over there, I would ask him about that. The likelihood is he's going to tell you that the roof needs replacing. But if it's not leaking, you can shingle over shingles, and you can do that one time without having to rip them off and then replace the roof. And it won't save you half of the money, but it'll cut your cost down by a third at least. So it'll save you a lot.
That's not bad.
Richard is saying that he knows a roofer, so that's good. So and hey guys, by the way, that's how our community works really well, is when we're networking together and when we're talking like that. And Richard, so if you're in Orlando and you're able to help Julio to find a roofer and we can connect the two of you guys, that's what we're trying to do here, both inside of our YouTube channel and especially on the school platform. So we have the Flip Flop Flipper school platform now, and it's free to join. So if you're joining us through YouTube or Facebook and you want that link, we'll put that link throughout this. We'll have that. It's going across the bottom right now. It says join our school community, link in the comment. So
so Julio, when you're looking at this one, have you run comps on what this house is? Because I'm sure this is in a cookie cutter neighborhood, just looking at it.
I ran some comps, and
what are you looking at?
There's one that caught my attention. I have it here on Redfin. So this one sold for $325,000, and as you guys can probably tell, the house was sold in as-is condition.
Yeah, very similar.
Flooring. See the kitchen, nothing was done to it. These are.
Yeah, I'd say the house that you're buying has a better kitchen than this house.
Oh, way better. This is old.
Yeah.
No.
Right, and so this one was sold for $325,000. Like I said, look at the bathrooms. I think this is a good comp, because if this was sold for that amount of money with no renovation done to it, I think this is a potential flip then.
So do you have any comps that are at the higher price, 365 price, that were in better condition? Are you able to pull up any of those?
Yeah. Let me just pull up my spreadsheet real quick.
And here's something that we don't talk about probably nearly enough. there is such a thing as over renovating, and I would think that in a neighborhood like this, what I would caution you to not do is don't over renovate. So just you want to look at the other comps, the comps that so this house 350, look and see what they've done.
This one is already staged by the looks of it, correct?
Yeah, are they asking 350 or is this a sold comp?
No, this has already been sold. This was sold back in April.
So then the pictures were either staged or this is what the people had the house looking like while they were living in it when it was for sale. But it's basically the same house, same neighborhood. The staging really makes a difference, doesn't it? I like their floors a lot better than I like the subject house. So the subject house has those 12-inch tiles, and I know you don't have that in the renovation to replace them.
No.
If all of the sold comps at the 365 have nice floors like this, I don't know how you get away without replacing them. And also just looking right now at their kitchen,
And
their kitchen and bathroom are significantly nicer. Man, so you might be underestimating your renovation here, because if you have to renovate to this level, you're not doing it for 25 grand.
No.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
And Julio, you asked earlier too, if I have a price per square foot for renovations or anything like that. I know a lot of people do, and I actually think that you have some. I've seen some of your spreadsheets. I like them. I always go per room when I'm estimating. And when I'm being really efficient about it, I'll have an Excel sheet where I've got a price per room. For example, I can say I need 1 kitchen, 2 bathrooms, X amount of flooring by square foot. I'll have roof squares. If I'm really getting crazy, I'll have a price per square on a roof. These roofs are probably 20 squares, something like that. I digress. Anyways, and then what I can do is have the address, and I can input the changes that I want, and it'll spit out a number for me. I've done that before, and to be honest, I find it's a lot of work where it's easier to just overestimate, come up with a bigger number than, estimate on the high end.
Yeah.
And then you kind of know that, okay, this is probably where I'll be at. Maybe I'll be even a little bit cheaper. But give yourself the space to just be on the high end and then do these quickly. Where if it takes you, an hour to do a property, that's just too slow, I think. What do you think?
Oh, so you're saying before you're making your offer, and you're saying, all right, I believe that it's worth $365,000, and I'm just looking at it, going room by room. I'm going to guess that the renovation is going to be $60,000.
Yeah.
And then maybe if I don't need to replace all the floors and I don't have to replace the roof, I'll be able to get it done for $35,000 or $40,000.
Exactly.
And then buy or make your offer based on the higher renovation number. And another reason that I like this idea of kind of overestimating what the renovations cost right now is, for the last couple of years, renovations have just been skyrocketing up.
Very expensive.
It has gone, I mean, really, just 5-6 years ago, the house you pulled up, the subject house, I could have renovated everything, roof, floors, kitchens, and everything, paint inside and out for 30-35 grand.
Yeah.
Those days have just passed by. They're gone. They're probably not coming back either. So when they passed by in COVID was because materials went way, way up. And so the renovators, the contractors or the subs realized, what people were paying. And it's very rare that people will then drop back down. So if that guy's able to save money on some materials now because they have come back down, he's thinking he's making more money. So it's gotten significantly harder to renovate a house for the low amount of money that we used to do. And I mean, really, 5 years ago, before COVID, I think I could have renovated a 1,500 square foot house that's like this for 35 grand, and it would have done everything.
I think that's fair.
It would have done everything. I do see, looking at your comp here, this 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,268 square feet. That's a really good comp for you, because you have
because it's half of the work done. See how the kitchen looks?
Yeah. Let's look at the kitchen.
And the bathroom doesn't look.
Yeah, so this isn't as good a looking house as the last one you pulled up. It's a smaller house. Now, one thing about smaller houses, they're going to get more per square footage than the bigger houses, but it shouldn't be that big of a difference. But 12 or 1,300 square feet to 1,500 or 1,600 square feet. But it will be a little bit less. So I mean, what you can figure out 340 divided by 1,268 square feet is going to give you a price per square foot.
268.
268.
Got it there. Nice.
Yeah. So then if you multiply that 268 times your square footage, it'll put you over 400. I don't think you're getting 400,000 on your house, but
I mean that what I did to get to the after repair value is that I averaged, right, all of the comps, dollar price per square feet, right, and that's how I got the approximate after repair value.
Yeah,
I think that's a great.
Right. You're right
I
about
think
the other house.
you did these comps really well. Yeah, I think that you're right on with the comp. I like that it's a cookie cutter neighborhood and that it's pretty easy to determine the value of these houses.
Mhm.
I think you might have to renovate it a little bit better than it is right now. Like, I just don't know that you can save the floors in that other house, in the subject house. Even though this 1,200 square foot house isn't renovated a lot better, those floors are a significant upgrade.
Yeah, if you could get away with floors,
here,
kitchen,
it looks from that angle. Sorry to catch you there, guys. From an angle picture, the flooring looks good, but when you see these pictures over here, this room isn't brand new. I think, in my opinion, I don't know. Right?
It doesn't look. They don't look nearly as good as the other house that we just looked at. The one.
Yeah, of course.
Sold for a little bit more.
And here, I guess they did like a light renovation on the bathroom, like super light on at least on the entrance. You know, the shower entrance.
So maybe you could upgrade the kitchen and the floors, and
on my subject house, you say?
On your subject house.
Well, remember that the kitchen, it's very clean, right?
Oh, you're actually right? So you're right. So your kitchen is pretty good.
So just the floors.
So now you got to do floors, and maybe you upgrade the bathroom sinks and vanities.
Yes,
you try and keep
my main focus on my numbers were low, to put it that way, because I was just focused on changing the carpet on the master bedroom and the other two bedrooms, and of course upgrading the bathroom. That would complete the entire house. And I mean, I know most people like LVT over tile flooring, but the tile floor doesn't look bad. That's why I want to see the property in person also. Yeah, to see how it looks live.
It might be a personal preference, but I hate those square floors.
No, me too. No, me too. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
they look dated. I'm going to be honest. 15 years ago, we'd have looked at that and gone, "Wow, that's amazing," right? But that's just
not the style now.
The times change.
So you can get that for $285. How's that conversation been? Do you think there's room there, or?
Well, I already spoke with the wholesaler, and she told me that she needs to speak with her partner, because he's the one managing the property. Sounds more like maybe they're co-wholesaling, maybe.
Gotcha.
So she needs to talk to him, and I'm gonna get back to her and tell her, hey, listen, have you spoken with your partner? What do you think the renovation cost will be for this property, and what would be the minimum offer that you guys are willing to accept? And that way I can run my numbers and see if it makes sense, right? Pocket wise.
What company is your wholesaler with?
Man, I didn't ask her.
Okay. If it's Keegley or New Western, there's a third one too. Mm-hmm. All of their deals are daisy chained. And it sounds like this one as well, when they have to go back and talk to their partner. Yeah. That means that another wholesaler has the actual contract, and they're just trying to sell it to you. Not that helps unless you can find the original guy and you can cut out the extra person, but that's tough to do. Yeah. Have you considered closing costs and commissions and everything like that when you're running your numbers?
Yeah. Let me show you my spreadsheet here. So here's the subject property, right? With all the information, asking price, what's the price per square foot, and then the renovation cost and all of that. And here you see all of my comps, right?
Yep.
And at the end, I just go ahead here in the offer tab. I just play with the numbers, right? My original offer is $235K, and that of course changes the numbers down here for profit. The closing cost, I have it at 5%, and the realtor fee at another 5% per one of our conversations, McKenna.
Yeah, so 10% on your back end closing costs, and that's pretty fair. That's assuming no no seller concessions, and seller concessions right now are changing to include some of the buyer side realtors fees and things like that. So you guys, you'll be hearing more about this. They just destroyed the way that the MLS works over the weekend, and figure it out. It's going to get a little bit screwy. However, I still think 10% is a fair number.
Yeah. In
Central Florida to use as a back end. You know, when you sell it for 365, you're going to lose 10% off the top. That's a pretty good fair figure to use. So I think that's right. So
looking at the sheet, the only thing that I think I would question is that $25,000 rental cost.
Yeah.
Because of the roof.
Because of the roof, exactly. Same here.
The roof and the floors and the bathrooms.
If you see here, I have the comment section here. Says carpet and bedrooms. Bathrooms need renovation. One room has LVT, and in red, roof is 2005 from 2005.
Yeah,
I think this is a great spreadsheet, though.
Yeah, good job on this too. I mean, and so Julio, how long have you been doing this?
Since I started the course, like it's gonna be a month next week.
All right,
with you guys.
I love that answer. I asked the question without knowing the answer for sure, but I know from talking to you, you're relatively new to this.
Yeah.
You came into, I think you saw a YouTube video. You joined us on school. You then are in the Apex group, and you've taken our course. You put this spreadsheet together yourself. It's phenomenal.
Thank you.
And I say this kind of all the time. If you do this kind of work on the spreadsheet, making your offers, do it 100 times, no question you're going to find the deal. You're going to find something that works. This one could be it, right? Like, so you're only asking for a 17% discount at $235.
Well, he needs to change his reno.
You do need to change your reno, and if you change your renovation costs up 20 grand or put it up 45, that will affect your bottom line.
Yeah.
Now is $44,000 in profit good enough on?
Are we in the 70% rule here?
Yes. My offer is the formula. Well, I changed the number here just now. So, but the formula is ARV times 70% minus the rental cost, right? And that's
that gives you a maximum offer.
And then for the profit, I just subtract everything to.
Okay. Make sure you're subtracting the closing costs and realtor fees as well. From
yeah. Here, well, you can see it. You can see it here, right? The profit's going to be ARV minus rental cost minus the offer minus closing cost minus realtor fee.
I mean, the 70% offer should include the 10% for closing costs and realtor fees as well.
Oh, included there too?
Yeah, so it should be purchase price, reno, closing costs, realtor fees, everything should be at that 70%.
Oh, okay. Included.
Yeah.
I need to revise the formula then. Because the original, let me see here on the formula that is not touched on another property I was looking at in Daytona. This is the original formula. I have it at after repair value times 70% minus the renovation cost. So I have to add to it the closing cost, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the realtor fees.
Yeah,
take them out.
From the beginning.
And you can see it gives you, I mean, like on this example here, so your total investment is somewhere close to 150,000 or 175,000, and then in order to make another 75,000, you're selling it for 250. That math makes sense to me. You don't want to risk $175,000, $200,000 to only make 20 grand, 25 grand, because it just gets you in such a sticky situation if the market softens at all and your ARV comes down 15 grand.
So what do you have him offering?
15,000 on this.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
This is a different property.
That's a different property, yeah. I was just changing. Let me do the here.
I was gonna say you can offer more than 15,000 on that.
They're gonna laugh at me for sure. But what I can do here is
if you're gonna offer 15,000 on those, you're gonna have to do like you're gonna get 1 in a million.
Yeah, I know. That's way too low.
Just have AI do it all. Send out a bunch.
So, but here for the offer, what you're saying is that so I just have to include the closing costs and the realtor fee to that offer,
Yeah.
not subtracted at the end after the property is fixed and sold.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And the reason for that is, like I was saying, 44,000 on this deal. While 44,000 is a ton of money, pretend the market softens and you only sell for 340. That's like half your profit. Then you make no money. Or you sell for,
Yeah, it goes
340
way
and you need to
lower.
pay a realtor a little bit more. You just get really close to breaking even without including those closing costs and realtor fees up front. So, if everything goes perfectly, 44,000 is a great amount of money to make.
Well, and there's another reason that sort of in real time, I will agree with McKenna here. I believe the Central Florida market is softening, and maybe it's gonna trend down over the next few months, year, 18 months,
until they drop interest rates.
And so being even more careful is important. If we were still in a market that was clearly trending up, then I would think it's perfectly safe to do it the way you were doing it, and just know that you're going to lose 10% on the back end. However, we're trending flat to down right now. At least that's what it seems like. I think they blew up our MLS system, and that's bad for us. If they lower interest rates next month, maybe it'll start to trend back up. But you want to be very careful, especially when you're spending, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. That correction, that 5% correction that could happen month over month, can crush you.
Yeah. It takes away all your profit, and then you're stuck with a loan or you're stuck with an angry investor. And by just adding in the $34,000, it brings your profit margin up, almost double.
I think we've got a whole bunch of questions inside of the chat.
Yeah.
And we should jump into that because we went a little bit over our 15 minutes. But we can keep having this conversation, Julio, and let's see if anybody asks any questions about
Absolutely,
Julio's
absolutely.
And what do we have for questions, guys? We'll open it up. Put your questions in the chat. Thanks, Julio, for showing us that and spending 20 minutes with us, 25 minutes with us. That was awesome.
Yes.
And,
I hope you got something from it.
And if people
I did.
who have questions about it, we'll bring Julio back up.
And then also, guys, if you want us to go through your spreadsheets, if you want us to look at your deals just like that, we have a contest going on in the Flip Flop Flipper community on School where if you get the most amount of posts, we're going to bring you on next week. The most amount of points, I should say, not posts.